The No New Friends podcast is brought to you by Sandpiper Vacations. For the best in vacation plannings, just visit www.sandpipervacations.com. Let them know that the No New Friends podcast sent you. And
no.
It's 7:19, and we don't live close to downtown Orlando. But she got
Humble
there.
brag.
What?
Humble brag.
No, yeah,
We don't live close. That's not a brag.
Yeah, it is. You don't want to live that close to downtown.
Yeah. Scott's like,
You either want to live downtown or live as far away from downtown as possible.
nah, Scott's like, all the courthouses are in the inner cities. We don't live anywhere close. It's like, listen, we don't live in an urban area. This is the suburbs. You see this shirt? I live in the suburbs.
Happy Juneteenth. Alex, cut that.
Broadcasting from the Sandpiper Vacation Studios. It's time for the No New Friends podcast. The podcast for adults who love to laugh at adulting. The good, the bad, and the funny.
Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's showtime. It's showtime.
That's right, you're listening to the No New Friends podcast, voted number 1 by our friends and family, and number 3 by the Orlando Weekly Readers Poll. We are the podcast for adults who love to laugh at adulting. Now, if you'd like to connect with us, all of our social media links are right there on our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. While you're there, check out our super sweet merchandise, including our brand new hats. They are amazing. Also, you could join our clubhouse, become a friend with benefits. That's our Patreon. For as low as $2 a month, you can have access to all sorts of exclusive contents. I'm in the business of releasing our episodes early now. It was a 1-week thing. We'll see if it continues. But for our higher tier Patreon members, you get the episode early. Also, 'tis the season. Make sure you vote for us for Orlando Weekly's Best of Orlando competition. That's vote.orlandoweekly.com. You can vote every single day. We're under the category Local Notables. We've got 4. That's right, 4 nominations. Best Local Big Shot, Nick Bryan. Best Local Radio Voice, me, Scott Maffei. Best Local Podcast, No New Friends. And also Best Local TikTok, no.new.friends.podcast. My name is Scott. I'm the host. With me, as always, the scumbag reselling hoarder himself, Chris.
Happy Juneteenth to all the racists.
The Jewish American princess, Sarah.
Hello.
Sitting in for Nick is the wise man, Darren.com.
Say my name, and I appear on any show at any time.
And our producer, Alex.
I open mouth kissed a horse once.
Well, happy Juneteenth, guys. It's
Thank you.
A very special day here in the U.S. For Republicans, it's a Wednesday. But you know what's
crazy about that, Scott? Is
What's that?
Juneteenth. Okay, so are we going to talk about what happened today? We're going to talk about what happened.
We can.
Okay.
Here's something that's really funny, and I came to a realization today. So I'm not. This is not a political show. I'm not a Trump fan, but Trump got so much shit when Juneteenth a couple years ago, and he's like, nobody would know what Juneteenth was if it wasn't for me. Chris, I'm not going to lie. He's not wrong. I had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Right. No one did.
Now it's a paid holiday for me. And I'm like, I guess thank you, Donald Trump, because I wouldn't have known what it was. And now I get a paid day off. How did you celebrate today, Chris?
By actually putting out a YouTube short.
You did. You did.
Yeah. So I listen. I love racists, and not in the same way that Scott does.
Stop. I don't love racists. They just all live in my neighborhood.
Love you, Dad.
I love racists. Scott loves racism. Totally different. So the reason why I love racists, and this is why I finally learned why I hate TikTok. YouTube is so much better than TikTok because TikTok doesn't have all the racists. It has all like the Gen Zers and everyone that, we love equality, which I'm a part of. Right. But we get all the boomers on YouTube.
Right.
And the reason why I say I love the racists is because they are so dumb. it is like, I put out a YouTube short today about Juneteenth. It was Captain America at the end of Avengers Endgame, spoiler alert, when he's old. He goes, no, I don't think I will. And the caption is, when you ask your racist grandpa if he's going to celebrate Juneteenth. and I think we're almost close to 300 comments, over 11,000 views. Now, out of those 300 comments, I'm half of them because I comment on every single one, gaslighting and making people feel stupid. So I'll recap with some of my favorite comments. So a lot of them were saying like, no, yeah, I'm not celebrating that holiday either. To which I replied on every single person who said they weren't celebrating. Oh, so you're pro-slavery. Because if people don't know what Juneteenth is, it's a celebration of like the very last, it was in Texas, the very last message being, delivered that that slavery was abolished. And it's funny when you're talking about Republicans, it originated in a Republican state. So I love, because Texas celebrated Juneteenth for a long time.
Sure.
So it was really funny seeing all the comments on YouTube saying, oh, the liberals created this holiday. And this was like, actually, it originated in Texas, sir.
Right.
So,
right.
so of course, I said, so you must be pro-slavery. My favorite, I think it's had to be my favorite comment of the day was, no, I'm not going to celebrate. There's no one around today that was a slave or that experienced the freeing of slavery. So why should we celebrate it? So which I replied, you're right. We shouldn't be celebrating Independence Day either. No one was a victim of tyranny from England today. We don't have the repercussions of that. It was so long ago.
Right. I love the ones who were like trying to nitpick you on the date. Like, actually, slavery, I know this. And I was like, well, actually, Jesus was born in January. So why aren't we celebrating Christmas in January then, you dumbasses?
It was the absolute best. And that's why I love YouTube. This has become the fastest growing YouTube short we've had. And it's thanks to the racists. And what I commented on everybody.
Thank you for your service, racist.
I commented on everybody's just to get pushed out into the algorithm. And some people were saying like, why do you care so much about that? And I just say, I really don't. I just thank you for contributing to pushing our video further into YouTube's algorithm.
That's someone even said, clearly this is not how this person thinks. They're just looking for clicks. And I'm like, and thank you for your comment.
Yeah, exactly. It was so if you haven't seen this YouTube short, go over to our YouTube channel, No New Friends Podcast.
You're already there. You're already halfway there.
You're right. Most of people that are watching right now, go to the Captain America little video there and just go through the comments. Like if you have an extra hour or so,
right,
or just like you're on break at work, they are so funny. And I just gaslight all these races. It's so funny.
And I should mention, we do live stream to YouTube every single Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can watch us as we record this. It's a very visual thing. You see facial expressions and whatnot. You know what's funny, Chris, is I would say probably about 1,000 of those views were me sitting at McDonald's reading all the comments, and the video continues to play in the background.
Yeah, it was just like so I've been talking about how these showers I've been taking since I had a child have been very long. I kid you not, it was an hour 27 minutes today because I was in the shower. I couldn't put my phone down. I started on the toilet. I made that YouTube short on the toilet. Uploaded it, and then it just took off. So there was no way I was getting in the shower.
No.
And then when I got in the shower, I was like, you know what? Let me bring my phone. This is a phone shower type of day. I can't. It was one of those showers where my fingers were wrinkly. And my mom had come over when I was in the bathroom to help watch the baby because Emily and I were going to run out. And when I came down, she's like, "Oh my gosh, I thought something happened to you." I was like, "No, actually, I just made a very good YouTube short."
But thank you for waiting an hour and 27 minutes to check and make sure I was okay.
Yeah, right. That's just telling of how much she loves my daughter more than
Chris, you have no idea. My mom definitely loves my son more than me.
I think she loves me more than you.
She does love you more than me. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, I still have the holiday pamphlet that she sent me.
Oh, the newsletter.
She sent you the newsletter? You got a newsletter?
I got a newsletter that idea. Yeah.
I was watching this video and reading the comments, and I'm not as witty as you, so I don't comment on everything. I did comment the Christmas thing a couple times.
So did I. Did you see mine and that's why you did it? Or were we just on the same wavelength?
I think we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah. So you do know Jesus wasn't born. It wasn't documented. He was born on December 25th, right?
So I was sitting at McDonald's by myself.
As one usually does.
Yeah, it's a Wednesday for me, Scott. Like, that's not impressive.
I haven't been to McDonald's in years, and it was glorious. I may have to start going more. It was so good. The best part is the Diet Coke. And you know, the McDonald's soda is pretty much perfect, you know, so I go to open the straw with, you know, McDonald's is known for that plastic yellow and red striped straw. I open it and it's paper. Just, and it's not even like a thin straw. It's like a thick, like Bobo straw, like to suck Bobo balls up.
What are you calling it?
What are you saying?
No, yeah, what do you say?
The Bobo balls.
No, say
what? No.
Bobo?
Bobo balls.
Oh my god.
Boba.
Yeah,
Bobo
the
balls
Bobo
is what your
balls.
doctor said you had at the age of 13.
He said Bobo ball.
Boba.
But
With an A.
so disappointing because not only was it a paper straw, but it was a very, like the diameter was.
You have to drink it fast.
How many C's? 2 or 3?
Huh?
Nothing.
It's a millennial thing. You won't understand.
Gotcha. Okay. My
Yeah,
bad.
so I do have that issue, Scott, with the McDonald's. Now, New Jersey, very liberal state, and liberals are jumping on the bandwagon of banning plastics and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So in New Jersey, you don't have plastic bags. So whenever someone brings a plastic bag, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like contraband. Like, this is amazing. My mom, she's not a boomer, whatever she is.
She's a boomer.
No, she's younger than a boomer. What's that? What's
Gen
the
X,
next one?
Gen
what
X,
are you?
Gen X,
Yeah, the
Gen
Gen
X.
Xer that she is. She's like screw
See, I'm
the
Gen X.
So she's like screw the people banning these things. She goes on Amazon and just orders like 1,000 count of the plastic bags. And she's like screw the man. So anyway, so in New Jersey, paper straws are more common than you'd think, but the bigger companies and ones that care more, like Starbucks, have developed a straw that's not plastic, but it's biodegradable.
The biodegradable straws?
Yes,
Yeah,
and
those
they're
are my
green,
favorite.
and they're green again, thank goodness, because they weren't green for a little while. But anyway,
But they feel like plastic, right?
Plastic-ish.
yes.
It's got like
To me, they're plastic.
It feels like it's got like it's not smooth like a normal straw. It's like textured a little bit.
7-Eleven has those
Yeah.
where they're bio straws, but they feel like plastic.
Yes, exactly. They are not paper by any means.
Yeah.
So
Sarah's fine with the paper straws because she's been sucking through paper for years. It's fine.
Yeah, but you know what? It's different because when you do it that way, you actually want to taste what you're consuming. But with the paper straws, I feel like you end up just tasting
Paper.
cardboard.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
It's not good.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
But see, here in Daytona Beach, we're not concerned about that at all.
The place with the most sea turtles.
Yeah,
to
fuck the
protect
sea turtles.
I know,
Daytona Beach.
I
We're like,
know.
"Oh, screw them.
We're very, very, very slowly starting to come around to the biodegradable ones that are like borderline plastic.
Yeah, they're
Right,
great.
right.
You know, the ones that you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
But listen, I do have a couple coworkers who would have really liked those jumbo paper straws back in the 80s. They've made it very clear to me. They said, man, if I had these in the 80s, I would have been set. Just a few years too late.
So when this straw phenomenon started in New Jersey, I was talking to people like, I have to order like a stainless steel foldable straw thing and keep it in my car.
No, so do I.
So I didn't do that because I drive an electric car. There's so much that I can do now because that is non-eco-friendly because I drive an electric car. So it's like I don't put out the fumes, so I can do all this.
Right.
Like I don't recycle anymore. Like I stopped recycling once I purchased the car. Everything goes in the garbage. So what I do is I go into Wawa, who still has the plastic, and I grab a handful of them, and I have a stash in my glove box. So when I go to McDonald's, I don't even get a straw. When I order, I say double cheeseburger, mac sauce, no pickles, and medium Diet Coke, no straw. And it's like a special order thing. They put the sticker on my cup that says no straw.
Right.
Like you're getting a special, and I don't even use the straw. I have a handful of them in my glove box.
Brilliant.
Guilt free. Because with the paper straws too, you hurt yourself. You could probably kill yourself drinking a soda from McDonald's because you have to drink it so fast
So it doesn't. Yeah. So it doesn't
exactly because it's as good as gone. Yeah. What do you do when it disintegrates? It's done. You're not going to open the lid and nah.
Here's the thing, Chris. You know, Gen Zers, millennials, they're all about the environment, but they all also have gluten allergies, right?
Yeah,
I don't get that. All of us.
There's some controversy surrounding these.
I'm eating pizza right now.
Pizza with extra cheese, and he doesn't like cheese. But anyway,
well, let's not get into that right now.
So there's a lot of controversy surrounding these paper straws now. I guess there are some paper straws that the glue that binds it together has gluten in it.
What?
Yeah.
What is gluten? What even is gluten?
It's a made up allergy, Chris, that millennials just wanted to say so that they could cut out their carbs.
Yeah,
Mary's calling me.
Whatever gluten is, I look for like extra gluten in my stuff because you eat a gluten-free thing, it's horrible. Scott, it wasn't that funny, but so anyway, I'm living up here in liberal New Jersey. You're living down there in conservative Florida, and there's a lot of things that that the Deep South, I guess I'd call it, stand for that is not right. But plastic is not one of them. Okay. I think that I think that's one of the more admirable things that is believed in Florida.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you for your service. You're welcome for our service.
Yeah. Boy Scouts.
Listen, I did get the spiel when I walked into Animal Kingdom today, and I had my Dunkin' Donuts cup, and the guy started to say, like, for the preservation of our, whatever. And I said, yes, sir, I will. I kind of cut him off halfway. I said, yes, sir, I will throw out my cup and my straw and everything. I promise, right there, right in front of your face. So
meanwhile, Lewis with the Puerto Rican hat comes in with a knife and like, you're fine.
It's the that was the first time I ever that was the
I don't know why that was so funny.
because I was thinking it and I was like, I'm not gonna say that. There's no shot I'm saying.
Alex, cut that.
Like father, like son.
That was the first place I ever had a paper straw was Animal Kingdom, and I was so pissed off because they gave it to me with a slushie.
Ooh.
I threw away the straw. I had to suck the slushie through the little straw hole. It was a mess.
Ugh, yeah,
it was
that's
a mess.
Awful.
It's like you with the nose.
Yeah, exactly.
The first time I ever had a paper straw, was SeaWorld 1986. Like they were ahead of their time.
Paper straw. They did not have paper straws in 1986.
They did.
No, because I remember the first time that they had paper straws, and you were like pissed about it because I was alive.
I was pissed about it, but because I had it at SeaWorld, and then the paper straws went away. But SeaWorld had these thin. It wasn't the cardboard that we're used to drinking out of now. It was like sucking out of a pixie stick. Like it was god awful. It was terrible. You take one sip and it's done. You're done. But anyway, so I celebrated Juneteenth today, Chris. Thank you for asking. And I thought it would be very fitting to celebrate at Animal Kingdom. And so we went.
Why is it fitting to celebrate at Animal Kingdom, the park that celebrates animals and Asia and Pandora and Africa?
Because I felt I was being multicultural, and
okay.
You could have just ridden Small World.
Or gone to Epcot.
Go to Epcot, yeah.
Okay, since we celebrate on Juneteenth the abolishment of slavery, and most of the slaves came from Africa. And
not according to YouTube, whites were the first slaves. If you go to the comment section of our YouTube short, we don't celebrate the ending of that. But anyway, go on.
So I figured, let me pay tribute. I'm going to go to the Harambe Marketplace, get myself a Bud Light, and it's pretty much like being in the homeland for Juneteenth. So that was fun. Yeah.
That's a is your neck okay? Is your body? That's a huge stretch there, Scott.
But we did go see the gorillas. They were fun. Also, so here's the thing, Chris, this is how our day started. So I saw in the forecast that it was going to be a light rain for the first hour of our day, right? And, it's TikTok Wednesday. We stream live. Sarah, Lewis, Darren, and I go live on the TikTok almost every single Wednesday, 9:30, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And so there was a light rain. It was a mist, if you will. And so I'm standing right in front of the tree of life, just taking in the mist. And I'm like, it's not going to rain. I brought a poncho, didn't put it on because I'm like, it's just a mist. It's fine. Well, then the mist turned into a drizzle. Darren's like, let's go into the gift shop. We go into the gift shop and views plummet by about, it went to like 19 viewers. And like when we get to 19 viewers, I'm ready to throw my phone into the water and be done with it.
You didn't have to throw. You just had to hold your phone outside. We're throwing it anyone.
Right. So we're in the gift shop. I'm like, we have to leave the gift shop. Meanwhile, it's like Noah called. He wants his flood back. That's how hard it's raining.
Oh, sorry, Scott. That was so funny. A good biblical reference there. Did it really flood, or is that just you're lying?
It was raining ridiculous.
I watched the stream. I didn't see any floods.
Stop. So I'm like, Darren, we have to go back outside. Views went down. Immediately, views jump up by 100. And I'm like, we have to be outside. So we're like, my shirt was sticking to me from it being so wet. I mean, it was pouring.
That's what she said.
Not any she that I know. So.
Oh, Remy just chimed in. It wasn't bad at Hollywood Studios, so it only rained at Animal Kingdom.
Correct. Yes.
Didn't stretch that far.
Yeah. So we're toughing it in the rain. Darren and I are soaked. It's miserable. Like my feet are soaked. It's miserable. If you notice this part of the story, I'm only saying Darren and I because our co-stars in TikTok Wednesday, they didn't want to get wet. They stayed in their car.
Smart.
Because they didn't bring ponchos. And I was like, well, I get that. They didn't bring ponchos. It is raining pretty hard. They come up.
Own ponchos.
Well, Mexican
I had to make
ponchos.
it from the parking lot to inside Animal Kingdom to purchase them. That's a long stretch from the parking lot.
They purchased ponchos today. And I'm like, if you were going to purchase ponchos, just tough it out in the just come on. Delay our day.
No, you continued because we texted and said, hey, like, how's it going in there? And I get a text back from Darren in quotes that says, watch the live and find out.
I did. So
I'm like, and at that moment that we opened the live, I kid you not, Scott was like, do you have a towel or something? I'm soaking wet. I'm like, okay. And we're sitting in the car not wanting to get wet. Sorry about that.
Sarah, the funniest thing is I see the text. Where are you guys? And I tell Darren, I'm like, respond to him to watch the live and then he can see where we're at. Like, hello, why aren't they watching? And then, a couple of like, do you have a towel? Like, I wasn't concerned about me, Sarah. It was my phone. My phone's getting soaked. So I did order a special phone umbrella from the Amazon.
Did you actually order it?
Oh, I thought you ordered it for me.
Oh, no, I didn't order it. Yeah, I said, I'm going to order this for you. And you said, you seemed
I was excited about it. Yes, I wanted you. Meanwhile, this guy, no, I didn't order it for you. This guy to me, Chris, this is why being a parent sucks. Okay.
Okay.
So this guy,
it's the only reason why.
There's many, but this guy texts me and says, what are dinner plans tonight? And I'm like, well, order food. And he's like, pizza. And I'm like, go for it. And he's like, that was a question. I thought you're ordering it. I'm not ordering it. And I'm like, you MFing freeloader. So
I spend every Wednesday with you.
That is true. That is true.
I get up at 7 to 8 a.m.
So here's
Scott, you're kind of treating Darren as your slave. You're kind of treating him like it's June 20th.
June 18th.
June 18th.
Yeah, June 18th.
Yeah. Here's his rationale. So 2 weeks ago, I had to have a difficult conversation with my wife. Okay. And
I'm gonna have to start taking Viagra. Gotta give you at least a week's notice before.
So, and I was actually dreading having to share this conversation with Lewis and Sarah and Darren, because typically on our lives, because the way that I pay them is in alcohol and sometimes food and souvenirs. Like they're like my kids. Like I'm pumping them with food and beverages
like
and
your
souvenirs.
kids?
One of you is allegedly. The test results are still out.
Allegedly. Have you seen me?
So,
if you shaved and had a total lack of respect for yourself, Darren, you'd look just like your dad.
I know.
So 2 weeks ago, my wife says, "Hey, you got to scale it back a little bit." And I'm like, well, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Well, you and Darren went to Hollywood Studios one day and then Universal the next day." And
in that defense, I realized that was my birthday weekend that we went crazy on.
Oh, yeah. That's actually.
Yeah. So she said, in 2 days, you guys spent $500.
They're like, you should see how much I spent on TikTok, and you think that's a lot.
She's like, she says, "You got to pull it back a little bit." And I'm like, "Okay."
Was she talking about your stomach during sex or your
what sex, Chris? So I'm like, okay, well, maybe we won't go every week anymore. Like, I can scale that back. I'm through a midlife crisis and a depression anyway, so that's fine. She's like, "No, you can go. You just can't make it rain." So now I have to tell Lewis and Sarah that, "Hey guys, I know that I ruined your Wednesday by making you wake up at 5 a.m. to come hang out with me and deal with my exploitation of you eating a hot dog or Sarah in her vintage clothing. But now I can't buy your drinks anymore. I can buy you one round."
You like whispered that during the stream too.
Did I really?
Sarah's hearing this for the first time now.
So
this is my notice. I'm just kidding.
Meanwhile, Sarah put in her 2 weeks.
I also put in mine.
So Darren's thought process was, you know what? I'm not going to make him buy me a drink today. I'm just going to make him buy dinner tonight. And
it's different. It's different.
Yeah,
that's another conversation.
It's a different conversation.
Well, I knew you had to feed Abby, so I knew Abby was taken care of. So if Abby's taken care of, I'm taken care of.
Playing the Abby card. Pizzas are really good. That's a hack because it benefits the whole family. It's not just for you. It benefits the whole family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The problem is, Chris, when I was a single parent, on the second go around, my second 2-year stint as a single parent,
you were married. You were married before. You had
Yeah, he was married to my
I
mom.
didn't know that. Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah,
you ever talked about that before?
That'll be an After Dark episode.
I'm just kidding. You mentioned that a million times. There's one right over your head. It actually nicked you a little bit. You're bleeding profusely right now.
So when Darren was growing up, on my second 2-year single dad stint, we had Little Caesars hot and ready every other day. On the off day, every other day. On the off day, we had chicken nuggets from 7-Eleven because those were easy to microwave. So anyway,
they sell frozen chicken nuggets at 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
I guess I don't spend enough time in 7-Eleven to look at their freezer section.
I spend so much. I'm up to 27,000 points on my 7-Eleven app now.
You know what's funny? I think we've talked about points before, but it's like once you surpass a certain amount, it's like, because I'm that way at Starbucks. Like I have like over 10,000 points, and it's to the point where it's like they ask me, "Wow, would you like to use your points?" I'm like, "No, I'll use it. I think I'm saving them up."
Yeah.
Because it's impressive at that point, because you know that every time you go there, they see that balance. Like, holy shit, this guy's the real deal. I mean, maybe not so much at 7-Eleven. It might be a little embarrassing at 7-Eleven, but like other places, it's a little cooler.
Yeah, I got into this phase where I was like, I could start using some of these points, and like it was 1,000 points and I got $1 off. I'm like, oh, like I just dropped 1,000 points. No, I can't do that. So now I'm 27,000 points and growing. It's so bad that they know me. They know I have a podcast. They're like, oh, how's the podcast going? We love the episode about 7-Eleven.
The one where I call you a dumb blonde? Yeah, that one.
So, having these membership things, these reward things, I think it's a very adult thing to do, right?
I just signed up for a new reward.
You signed up for ABC Liquor.
ABC Liquor rewards.
So
I've been signed up for a while there.
There's a new one that just opened up by the house, so I had to sign up for it.
Yes.
And I'm an alcoholic, so.
So, okay, Sarah, have you ever, as an adult, dropped the ball so hard on something that it like made you feel sick to your stomach while you were like trying to recoup or anything like that?
I'm sure multiple times, but not one I can think of offhand.
I really think Sarah's ever messed up at anything.
You're probably right. Chris,
come on.
You've definitely dropped a ball at some point with something adulting where it's just like you feel sick until it gets fixed.
Last night, this morning I woke up and Emily said I had a horrible night with the baby, and I look at my Whoop band, which tracks my sleep. It's like I got a full like 8 hours. So that's why I'm dropping the ball and feeling sick to my stomach when I wake up. Yeah, I think it's happened before.
So, I definitely had one when I forgot to pull out. That was a moment.
Which time?
But so my wife is the adultiest adult that we know, right? So
yes.
This morning I'm going downstairs, getting my coffee ready and all that, and it's 7:19 a.m. And I look up on the fridge and I was like, oh, that's right. Rachel's got jury summons this week. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, it's today. She must have been excused because it's 7:19. There's a jury summons. Call time is 7:30, right? So I call her because she's like in bed with like no hope of getting out of bed anytime soon.
Sure.
And I'm like, hey, did you get excused from jury duty? And I just hear, not even on the phone. I had to pull the phone. I hear her from all the way upstairs. Just fuck. And
no,
it's 7:19, and we don't live close to downtown Orlando. But she got there.
Brag.
What?
Humble brag.
No, yeah,
you don't live close. That's not a brag.
Yeah, it is. You don't want to live that close to downtown.
Yeah. Scott's
You
like,
either want to live downtown or live as far away from downtown as possible.
nah, Scott's like, all the courthouses are in the inner cities. We don't live anywhere close. Because, like, listen, we don't live in an urban area. This is the suburbs. You see this shirt? I live in the suburbs.
Happy Juneteenth. Alex, cut that.
Don't cut that. So, speaking of my wife, so the other night, we go, when was it? Father's Day. We went to Universal and had a great time. We get home and we let the dogs out. Well, the dogs immediately sprint towards the fence. And if they're sprinting towards the fence, that can only mean one thing. There is a rodent in my yard that they are now chasing.
Why would you have rodents just into your yard?
We live like
you've seen a rodent.
You've seen like on the other side of the fence is just trees and swampish area.
What do you consider a rodent?
An armadillo.
That's a rodent? I think that's like a small mammal.
If I see it on the side of the road dead, it's a rodent.
Like a deer? You call that a rodent?
We don't have dead deer here. Only in North Carolina. Like the deer are smarter here, I guess, and they don't get hit by cars.
No, they're just endangered.
Yeah. They hang out in the woods. They don't.
It's endangered.
So they go sprinting, and the two younger ones just trample the older dog. Not the point, but I see this thing just flying. Like the two dogs are playing catch with this animal. And then I see another one. They were baby armadillos. They were so freaking cute. And I'm like going after the dogs, trying to like pull them off, and the armadillos are like laying there on their side. So one of them is sitting right in front of me, and I've got the dogs by the collar, so this one is now safe. Well, the other one is in my other dog's mouth, bringing it to my wife as like a gift, right?
That was kind of nice.
Yeah. And so I've got the dogs and I'm focused. So then I see my wife walk towards the fence. She has the armadillo in her hand. She just totally redneck.
She wanted to kill it too?
She just totally redneck.
She got that dog in her. No wonder you married her.
It's been a while since we've made a dog reference. We should remind
for anyone
everybody.
who's wondering, Scott has sex with his dogs.
No,
in the bed.
In the bed.
Come on, Scott. You let me finish.
Go back to the episode.
He doesn't let anybody finish.
I usually don't let people finish. So she full on redneck picks up this armadillo and tosses it over the fence. It was the craziest thing.
I thought that armadillos lived in the desert. I had no idea they lived in Florida.
Yeah, we have them in Florida.
Do they go into a little
So
bowl and
many.
roll too? Is that a cartoon thing?
I think that's a cartoon thing. I've never seen them roll.
Wait,
up
that
in a
might be
ball.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Or is it armadillos?
It could be
Armadillos
Sonic.
also do that in cartoons.
Okay, I do get them mixed up sometimes.
Yeah.
Same
I
thing.
don't usually see them alive. I know that sounds bad, but
Wow.
they're usually
Come hang
Like in
out.
your freezer or outside?
Yeah.
side of the highway kind of
Oh,
thing.
okay. I didn't know what you
Yeah.
were
She
into.
doesn't live in Polk County. She lives in Daytona. I mean, it's close.
Can you eat them?
Armadillos? Yeah.
I don't. You
Maybe.
Can.
I don't know.
People eat them.
I'm not an armadillo guy. I have no idea what these things.
Is
They look
anybody
like-
an armadillo guy?
I don't know. I'm from New Jersey. I don't know.
Armadillo.
I didn't like. I had no idea when I heard the first reference of an armadillo in Florida. I thought it escaped from a zoo. I did not know they were native to Florida.
Yeah.
I thought it was just alligators
We have all sorts of critters.
and racists.
Alligators and racists. Yes.
Yeah.
We've got a bunch of those here. We get a lot of these little. We got possums. We get raccoons. I've seen an otter in my yard.
An otter.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
What?
An otter.
You've seen an otter in your yard?
Yeah. We have a lot of water. Otter.
In your yard?
Sometimes
Good insurance?
we have great insurance.
I would hope so.
Well,
No, otter.
not right now. Alex, get that?
You guys ready to play Jersey Man, Florida Man?
Yes.
Whether flipping a fan boat or crashing a truck, these states are filled with people who suck. So it's time for us to play New Jersey Man versus Florida Man.
Every week, Game Master Ryan brings us 2 news stories. One is from Jersey, one is from Florida. It is up to us to determine which one is which. Take it away, Ryan.
Well, I hope you guys can hear me over how loud Scott's shirt is right now. Anyways, hey guys, this is Ryan coming to you from the No New Friends newsroom located this week. Just sitting in front of my computer. I just want to sit here and relax and watch a couple of videos. Hold on, I'm a little too close to the computer. Let me scoot back a little bit. Wait, what? How come my mic isn't working? What the hell's going on? Where's this cable going? I built this whole system. Well, how do I not know where this cable is? Why is my internet going out? What the hell is going on? What was that? I don't even have a cat. Why is my power going out? What the hell is going on? Okay, I think I got it fixed now. Man, that was more frustrating than trying to call into the No New Friends podcast using Riverside. Better off sending in your jokes using Morse code. At least that's reliable. Anyways, what was I doing? Watching videos? Oh, here's a video of Nick in a hot dog eating contest. Wait a minute. Those aren't hot dogs. Okay, I need to click off of that. I don't need that in my algorithm. You know, I heard Joey Chestnut has eaten enough hot dogs to stack as high as the Statue of Liberty. If we measured in Scott wieners, it'd end up stacking about 1 yob high. Speaking of Scott, here he is live from Animal Kingdom. Well, at least he seems happy. I know when Nick was in town, he wasn't really being himself. Scott, could you not be yourself when I'm in town, too? I just don't want to have to drag you out of the parks again. Even though, according to you, you don't drink much in the parks. If you don't drink much in the parks, why did your wife put a cap on how many beers she's going to buy you today at the park? Oh, look, Sarah and Lewis just showed up. I heard Scott wants Lewis to teach him how to sound more Spanish. That way he can communicate better with the people that clean up dog shit in his yard. Lessons are coming along good. Now he can roll his hard R's. Ah, check it out. Scott's going to look at these mole rats. I didn't know mole rats were real. I thought that's just what we called Scott's penis. Hold on, what's Scott saying?
The little mole rats, they're so cute. The little babies.
Wow, Scott, you sounded really gay. I guess Pride Month must be really rubbing off on you. Well, looks like Scott's standing in front of the gorilla enclosure. Wait, what's he got to say?
Happy Juneteenth, everybody.
Wow, I don't think Scott knows what this holiday is all about. Well, I'll go ahead and report this video. Let's get into this week's Florida Man or Jersey Man. And for our first story, a man threatens a family by texting them Coldplay lyrics. And for our second story, studies show that this state has the most naked people in it.
Did he just record this?
That's from today. That's
Like just now, like an hour, not even an hour ago.
No. Well, he did it this evening, but yeah, he pulled stuff from the YouTube live
I
today.
love
Oh my
when
God.
Ryan says that his Jersey Man, Florida Man is bad.
I know.
Because it's always so good.
That broke me. Oh, wow. All right, so we have texting threats with Coldplay and most naked people. Sarah, what are your thoughts?
Oh my goodness. Naked people, Florida.
All right, Darren?
I think Naked People Florida is a misdirect, so I'm gonna say Naked People New Jersey.
Chris?
I think naked people is Florida because I'm just thinking the villages.
So we don't have a lot of like nude beaches or nudity here. Like even the strip clubs, they have to wear the pasties and stuff. So I'm going to say nudity, New Jersey, and Coldplay threatening text messages, Florida. Let's find out the answer.
So our first story is from Florida, where a man accused to threaten his family by texting them Coldplay lyrics is pursued by police, which ends in a 4-hour standoff. The standoff ends when the man agrees to come out for a fresh slice of pizza. Maybe he was just feeling a little yellow. That's a Coldplay song. Our second story is from New Jersey, where a new survey shows that New Jerseyans are most likely to walk around their house naked. New Jersey came in number 1 for most likely to be nude at home. They are an astounding 142% more likely to be nude at home than their counterparts in Louisiana, which came in second. Emily tells me that Chris likes to walk around the house without bottoms on. Ironically, he has the same body shape as Winnie the Pooh. And in other news, an Army vet survives a bear attack on a honeymoon at Yosemite. A Massachusetts man was attacked by a grizzly bear protecting her cub in Yosemite National Park and lives to tell the tale. Well, you know how the old saying goes, don't poke the bear. Unless you're Nick, he seems like he does a lot of bear poking, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, that's it for me this week, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you so much, Ryan. That may have been his best work. So, Sarah, what's new with you? We don't let you talk very much. What's up with you?
No, so this week I joined a cult that is Bridgerton. So I have been non-existent to the world for the past
Good
few
morrow,
days.
Sarah. That's why I talk to Emily now.
Listen, I put it off for a very, very long time because I'm very serious about historical accuracy. All right, so
Don't watch that show.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are you doing?
Exactly. But the TikTok and Facebook Reel algorithm has worked against me and started showing me all of these videos and snippets and interviews. And I've, like I said, I've not had any social interaction for like 3 days now.
Isn't Bridgerton
You're
like
lucky I'm here.
light porn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love popping in when Emily's watching it.
We're getting, you know what? Listen.
And by what
Lewis-
I mean by that, I mean taking poppers while Emily watches it.
Lewis has gotten invested. All right. You know, slowly but surely he starts asking me questions. And then it led to a whole conversation on the way to Disney today. So it might classify as that, but I also watched Outlander, as we know, and that's the same lines.
So more or less than Game of Thrones?
Never watched it.
Chris?
More than Game of Thrones.
More than
Really?
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Oh, so this isn't like
every
No,
time
this is just
every time
porn.
I go in, they're doing like an Ed Sheeran cover song by an orchestra and then banging.
I mean, there was like the first couple seasons of Game of Thrones. It was the same thing. I mean, it was nonstop TNA and V on the screen at all times.
TNA and V. Joe Hendry TNA or what is Darren understands that. What is TNA and V?
Tits and ass and vagina.
And
Wait, say that again? You said it too fast. No,
I'm
say it one more time.
Nope, not going to say it
say
again.
it one more time. No,
Not
say it
gonna
one more
again.
time.
Tits, ass, and vagina.
why is there an N?
What?
You said TNA?
Yeah, you said
T and
TNA
A and V.
A.
Oh,
Okay. Alex, cut that.
You guys morons.
Listen, see, even Ryan said in the chat he was watching me watching it behind Lewis while he was recording last night. And I wonder, Ryan, if you saw me while I was still leaning back, kind of relaxing, or if it got to the point where I was literally like
Sweating and
on the edge of my seat. No, it wasn't like that, but it was getting very dramatic, and I was on the edge of my seat, and I did question whether people could see me just staring very intensely into the screen.
What season are you on, Sarah?
I'm halfway through season 2.
Have you gotten to the lesbians yet?
What?
No.
Yeah, dude.
I may have to start watching.
Emily was like, yeah, this season they switched it up. She said, I was reading an article online, and apparently in the book it's a straight relationship. In the show, it's a lesbian relationship. I said, what episode was that? I just want to make sure it's historically accurate here. I'm a history major, and I got to analyze this. So, Chris, is this 6th time you've watched season 2, episode 4 this week? Scott's now looking into it, I think.
Yeah, I am IMDb right now trying to find the.
It's
on
the highest
Netflix.
rating. It's the only 10-star show episode in the history of IMDb.
Lewis started out by saying, this show is definitely geared for women because there's just men's asses. Like every other scene is a man getting out of bed with his ass just across the whole screen. But now you're saying there's lesbian parts, so I'm starting to think it's for everybody.
Yes, lesbian scenes are for everybody. All right, so tell me about the lesbian scene, Sarah.
I haven't gotten there yet. You'll have to ask Chris. He knows all about it.
In a woman's voice, tell me about the lesbian scene, please.
I haven't gotten there yet as something that Scott hears quite often.
That's what she said.
Well, I'm rewatching Once Upon a Time. That's my show right now. Love that.
That's like
It's
actually
not
embarrassing.
it's not a rewatch if you don't stop watching it.
That's actually very deep.
Huh?
You have not stopped watching it since it was discontinued.
That's not true.
You just keep watching it.
Well, every couple of years, I rewatch it.
Do you watch that to like relate to little kids?
What? No,
I just feel like when my daughter turns like 3 or 4, she's like, "Can we watch Once Upon a Time?" I'm like, let's call your Uncle Scott and see what season's the best one.
Season 3.
It's the Peter Pan season.
Peter Pan season's really good. The Wicked season's really good. I like the
It's
Hades.
not Wicked, it's Wizard of Oz.
Whatever. Well, they were riding the coattails of Wicked because the trailers and all that were like something wicked is coming to Storybrooke.
Should I watch it? Like, is it good?
Oh, it's
Or am I just
really
drunk?
good.
Yeah, it's kind of mid, Chris.
How
kinda
many
mid,
seasons are there?
There are 7
Like 7.
seasons.
So I think I watched like 5 or 6, honestly.
Yeah.
And I
honest
enjoyed
review.
it too. No,
Oh.
I enjoyed it. I only watched it one time, obviously,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know.
Season
You're not a
7 is
psychopath.
garbage except for the last 3 episodes.
What season 7 centered around?
Your mom.
Chris, I can't tell you that.
Yes, you know it. You know what it's about. Come on.
I do know what it's about.
Oh, but it's a spoiler?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. Yeah, because the whole premise of season 7, if I told you what it was, would spoil the big twist ending to the end of season 6.
Gotcha. Thank you for upholding the integrity of Once Upon a Time for me, Scott.
You would like it. What you wouldn't like, the visual effects would drive you nuts because it's was
like Quantumania.
No, worse. You can tell when they're in front of a green screen.
Gotcha.
And it's surprising because it's ABC and it's like Disney definitely had their hand all in this project. So it's a little bit surprising how bad the visual effects are. But other than that, I love the show. I love it's some of the same producers as Lost. So there's a lot of that flashback, the storytelling through flashbacks.
Is that fat Hawaiian guy in it?
Yeah,
he is.
Charlie.
Wow. Oh my! That's the only thing I know about Lost. See, I don't know if the green screen thing would bother me or not because I don't really see color, Scott.
Happy Juneteenth.
Because I know you I can put it in front of a purple screen. I don't care, right?
So, Chris, what you got?
So, Yeah. So today, Emily and I had a little mommy daddy day out, which is what I call it, because it sounds way cooler than what it is. We went to an appliance wholesale store
with the kid.
So no. So my
You're leaving
mom
your kid
came
already.
Yeah, dude, come on. I am. As soon as we came home from the hospital, I called my mom. I was like, "Hey, you want to watch the kids? Like, you just got home." It's like, I need a nap. So my mom came over today and I said, hey, to Emily, I was like, you want to, sneak out for a little bit, go shopping. Want to go to Home Depot. So our exciting day out involved, going to this wholesale appliance store because we need a deep freezer to freeze breast milk. So very, very adult thing to be looking.
You can't just use your regular freezer.
It's so jam-packed with like dino nuggets and Eggo waffles. Emily eats so much because of breastfeeding. No, because of breastfeeding. Like you have to eat so much. So like half of my freezer is Uncrustables because I don't know what else that like will like hold up during the night. And her
because he doesn't feel like cooking for her.
She packs I don't actually. But she packs a lunch bag. I call it her night shift. Which is probably very disrespectful. And she takes a lunch bag upstairs with her every night.
Wait, you call her night shift? Like that's her nickname? Night shift? Hey, night shift?
No. I say like, hey, you're packing for your night shift? Oh. Well, I'm snoring. But anyway. So we went to this appliance store. We pull up and there's a whiteboard outside made, a sign that says we're on break from 2:30 to 3:30. It's 2:37. So I was like, this is just our luck. We've been trying to come here for weeks and they're closed. So right next door is a liquor store. So we spent 20 minutes inside the liquor store, got these new White Claws. Shout out to our sponsor, White Claw. That's not our sponsor yet.
Hashtag not sponsored.
But they do have a new White Claw Surge, which is the 8% White Claws, new flavor pack. So drinking my second green apple tonight. Pineapple is very good as well. Anyway, so we go there. We're in there for like 20 minutes, and then we were like, we got to kill some time. I was like, what do you want to do? What do you we got some time. Like, let's go get some coffee because we're sleep deprived. So we went down to Tim Hortons.
She was sleep deprived.
You have Tim Hortons up there?
We have the most southern Tim Hortons in America. In the world, actually, here in a very weird town. Like it's not like it's very strange. But anyway, we go to Tim Hortons. I got a Nutella iced cap, which is a blended thingy. I don't know. So Emily got her much needed third or fourth coffee of the day. I don't know what it was. She was running on fumes today. Don't know why. I wasn't up last night to tell you why. So anyway, so we go back to the appliance store. We are
such a scumbag.
I'm being honest. I have no idea why she was tired because I did not witness any of it. She told me, but I have no idea. So it's now, so they're on break from 2:30 to 3:30. It's 3:22 when we pull up, right? So we have 8 minutes. And I look at her, I said, this is how you know we're old. We're rope dropping a an appliance liquidation store.
Did you bring your gimbal? You could live stream.
No, let me set the scene. This appliance liquidation store is attached to a liquor store and a rundown building that used to be a Hallmark. And how did I know? Because the Hallmark sign stain is still on the front of the building. And they have like a tarp that says appliance liquidation on it. Not even a store name, just appliance liquidation, right? There is no store name. So I go in, smells like, it smells like, I wish. It smells like teens after a track meet. It was the weirdest smell in there. And so we go in, and you ever see that episode of SpongeBob with the squeaky boots, where the boots just squeaking.
I'm not a child. I don't watch SpongeBob.
I wasn't talking to you, Scott. That story is not for you.
I've seen it.
Thank you. That's what it sounded like, but with stickiness through the whole store, because they ripped up the carpet and didn't put anything down. So if you were like a flip flop, your flip flop would be left behind. I had to throw my Crocs into sport mode so that they wouldn't fall off my feet. And we kept looking at each like, what is going on here? So you're looking for anything in particular? The guy's wearing, for some reason, he's working at an appliance, so they got a makeshift desk. Like they have a literal desk for the checkout counter up at the front. It looks like it was trash picked. Like it was not in good condition. It was missing a leg, dilapidated wood. Looked like it was waterlogged. So he's sitting there with like he's doing road work, one of those road work vests, and black t-shirt, V like deep V too, overweight. Long hair, looked like he was homeless. Wait a second. So you're looking for anything in particular? I said, a freezer, a deep freezer. We don't have a deep freezer, but we do have upright freezers. All right, that's great. So I go over to the upright freezers. He comes over. He's trying to do his selling pitch. He goes, listen, welcome to our store. Everything comes with a 1-year warranty, but I do highly recommend going with a 3-year warranty. It's like, first of all, I'm not even buying anything. Why are you trying to sell me a warranty on something I didn't even buy yet? Then I'm like, you don't even have, like, this store doesn't even have a name. Why would I buy a 3-year warranty with a store that's in an old Hallmark that has no name? Like, I don't know what is so appealing for that. Anyway, so he showed me these deep freezers, and he points me to the biggest one. He goes, if I were you, I'd get this one. I was like, I'll tell you right now, I have no interest in this big ass freezer. It's for my basement. He's like, okay, then maybe you should like this one. And he opens it up. He's trying to sell it to me, and there's a key inside. He's like, this, you could even lock this one. I look at him, and this is not even satire. I look at him. I say, what's wicked? Like, lock up my chicken nuggets? Like, why is this a selling point? And on the way home, Emily and I had like a serious conversation. Like, why would you need to lock a freezer? That's scary.
It's so weird.
In
It's so
Jersey,
when you put somebody in
sky's
there
the
to
limit.
freeze them. It's so when you put somebody in there to freeze them, they can't get out.
So judging by the smell, apparently these freezers and refrigerators and whatever they were like damaged from Home Depot. I was opening some, and they were like used, like there were stains and like old food stains, and they smelled horrible. It's like, this is like, Home Depot doesn't use these fridges. Like, I don't think that's where these are coming from. So I think I the only explanation based on the product they had would be they were taken from serial killers' houses and were being repurposed and sold. That's the only. Why would a freezer have? I still like. Please chime in. Please reach us at nonewfriendspodcast@yahoo.com if you know why a freezer should have a lock on it.
Leave us a 4-star comment. Or
Many
4-star rating in a comment.
Many of us here have worked in the restaurant industry. I guarantee you, your freezers at your job don't even have a lock on them. Why would you need one on a freezer in your house? So, needless to say, we did not buy a freezer. But that was our big day out. I'll tell you what, I'm exhausted from it. I don't. Listen, I might not be up in the middle of the night with a baby, but appliance shopping is exhausting, especially it's a little warm outside today, a little sweaty.
Chris, you got any Cliff Notes?
Unfortunately, I do. I don't know if I could say some of these.
It's been quite the show. A lot of stuff's happened, so nothing can stop this little boy from recapping the day the Chris's Cliff's Notes way.
Forgot to mention the guy was vaping while trying to sell us a freezer. He's turned around. I was like, wow, you're running some pretty cumulus clouds over there.
I didn't know Lewis was your salesman.
This guy looks like he would have killed an Aiton Lewis.
Eaton?
I don't know. Is it Aiton or Eden?
Definitely Eaton.
I think it might be aided.
Aided?
He
aided and abetted. I want to start off the show with something that didn't happen on our show at all, actually. I wanted to start off by this addressing something that happened on a different show than ours, but it was something that I was personally mentioned in, so I want to talk about it. Over at Remy's Roundtable, the Florida Theme Park podcast, Remy and King Mike have brought up the fact that I have a child. So thank you guys so much for giving me a little shout out. Give my daughter a little shout out. Very cute. Very nice of you guys. Also, shout out to Michael X, who dropped off a gift for my daughter. Some nice, very nice clothes that she'll be wearing in a few months when she's the size of a non-preemie. Shout out to you guys.
Your daughter, she may never look like a non-preemie.
I know, actually. I still look like a preemie. Just a obese one. Anyway, one of the hosts of the show, Mark, a middle-aged man with no children, keeps chiming in whatever my daughter's talked about. So I want to talk about this a little bit. He talks about how it costs millions of dollars to raise a child and they're a waste of time. You can be spending money on different things. Now, thank you for the advice, Mark. I did want to personally thank you for offering advice, but I think I'm going to pass. Taking parenting advice from you would be the equivalent to taking flight lessons from Al-Qaeda. So I think that maybe, just take it as a suggestion, just an opinion. But don't think I'll be taking any of that advice. But thank you anyway. Thank you for trying to get about that.
Oh my God. You got Lewis's thumbs up. Oh my God. Wow.
But anyway, today was interesting. Scott started streaming. It was soaking wet from head to toe. Sight to be seen. When he finished visiting with Nick, he went to Animal Kingdom and streamed in the pouring rain. It was crazy. Scott, I'm not going to lie. Scott's stream today was horrible.
Yeah.
His live stream was bad as well. He huddled in gift shops and his mic was waterlogged and sounded like muffled the whole time. I couldn't wait for it to end, but for some reason the stream stayed alive longer than Willie Mays.
Oh, wow. Oh. Did Nick Castellanos really hit a home run?
He did.
Of course he did.
To win the game.
Let's pay tribute to.
Yes, for those who don't know, there's this ongoing joke. Nick Castellanos hit a home run in the middle of an apology, and now for a DUI. There it is.
Nick Castellanos, deep center.
Early on, getting ahead of the game. So just to get this straight, it's okay to kidnap wild animals from their habitat, put them in a shoebox. Let's ban plastic straws, though. Let's draw the line at plastic straws. Scott talked about how hard it was streaming at Animal Kingdom today in the pouring rain. His exact words was that him and Darren were toughing it through the stream. Mm-hmm. There are children dying of starvation, but you're toughing it at Animal Kingdom because you're wet. Okay, just want to make that clear. Which, by the way, is the only time Scott has gotten wet in a while, considering he hasn't had sex or showered in months. So, thank goodness for today. Scott asked Sarah if she has ever dropped the ball on anything in her life. I think he just wanted to know what it felt like for a ball to drop.
Just one, though.
Oh, man. Sarah says she's very serious about historical accuracy. So is Scott. Or at least that's why Scott says he says the N-word still to this day.
Happy Juneteenth.
And lastly, during the episode today, in all seriousness, I made a slave joke, and it was in horrible taste considering today is Juneteenth. So I did want to just apologize for that. It was a huge mistake on my part. And there's a deep line drive to left field by Nick Castellanos, and that ball's out of here. And those are my clip notes.
It's been quite the show, a lot of stuff's happened, so nothing can stop this little boy from recapping the day the Chris's Cliff's Notes way.
So in news, because we're trying to talk a little bit more about pop culture news and all that, Justin Timberlake was arrested this weekend, and for a DWI, and when they searched his car, they did find poppers. So happy Pride
how about
Month,
that,
everyone? Yeah.
Sorry, Nick.
Sarah, where can our listeners find you?
You can find me on TikTok at Super Sarah 94. I always forget.
What year were you born? I would assume. What's your password for that one?
Yeah, okay. And on the Instagram at Old Soul Thrift.
Darren?
More importantly than where you can find me, you can find this hat and every other design on our TeePublic. The next person to subscribe to Patreon, I'll buy them a shirt.
Wow.
Any shirt they want?
Any shirt that they want.
Wow. You're getting that North Carolina Ryan money, aren't you?
Yeah. But also you can find me on Instagram.
Did Ryan move back in with his parents too?
Maybe.
He's got all that money.
But more importantly, you can find me on Instagram at Darren_Maffei, where you can find my tray links, Darren.com.
Chris?
You can find me on Instagram at Chris Yob, or on the TikTok at Chris Yob NNF. That's N as in no, N as in new, F as in friends. And I have been, as promised, exploiting my daughter for views and likes. So I have the last couple videos are AI generated videos of her dancing. They're very scary, so please go ahead and watch those.
And you can connect with us. All of our social media links are on our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. And the next person that signs up for Patreon, new member, we will go ahead and buy you a No New Friends Podcast shirt, a design of your choosing.
What if I'm the next person?
Oh, I guess you get a shirt. But check out our sweet merchandise while you're on our website. And don't forget to vote for us for Orlando Weekly's Best of Orlando competition under the category Local Notables. That's vote.orlandoweekly.com. Best Local Podcast, Best Local TikTok, Best Local Big Shot Nick Bryan, and Best Local Radio Voice me, Scott Maffei. Also, if you listen to us on Spotify or Apple, please leave us a review and a 5-star rating. That really helps us out. 4 stars does not help us out. In fact, it hurts us. So please don't do the 4 stars. Only do the 5 stars. If there's something
unless
you don't
hate
like,
us,
just email us. No New Friends Podcast at yahoo.com. We don't want any negative comments.
Make sure if you're watching or listening on YouTube, you give us a dislike.
Stop! Alex, cut that. God damn it.
Alex, don't cut it.
Don't forget, Lewis, Sarah, Darren, and I go live from Universal or Disney every single Wednesday around 9:30, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the TikTok. So check us out there. Watch us on the YouTube. We've got some other things coming up in the near future, so check that out as well. On behalf of Game Master Ryan, our producer Alex, thewisemandarren.com, Nick, Sarah, Chris, I'm Scott. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Happy Juneteenth.
No new friends, just the old and the bold. In the world of gays, we're the ones who hold. Scott, Chris, Sarah, and Nick, a tale to be told. Welcome to the podcast where adulting unfolds. Where adulting unfolds. Where adulting